This is a presentation for our work about the subject Educational Data Mining and Learning Analytics to Improve Learning Progress, a case study for response time as educational data. Data mining techniques are used to extract useful information from large and complex datasets. In recent years, research has been conducted on how knowledge mining from data collections can improve the educational process. Data mining can discover useful information by analyzing large volumes of data, classifying them, extracting features and summarizing associations identified in a database. Educational data mining has become particularly important because of its potential to improve the learning process, providing all actors and stakeholders with educational, pedagogical and administrative added value. Educational data mining refers to the knowledge discovery resulted from analysis in data derived from humans' interaction with specific tools. Learning analytics provides significant methods and tools to understand and optimize learning based on big data. Learning analytics related to the interdisciplinary scientific research field that combines knowledge and techniques from various disciplines such as informatics, pedagogical science, data mining, statistics, sociology and psychology to modeling student behavior using their performance as observations. In this work, we examine the correlation of students' response time with their task performance, in secondary education and vocational education. 4 experiments were applied to 56 students, male and female. From our initial results, 2 predictive functions were produced, linear and polynomial regression functions, as a proof of concept. Further, we present a real-time monitor interface implemented in Python, visualizing the correlation of response time and task performance. First of all, we provide a critical review of the literature regarding EDM-LA's tools and methods, focusing also on students' response time. Then we provide our research question together with the corresponding research methodology adopted. To cope with our research questions, a preliminary investigation on recent tools and techniques was conducted, according to initial criteria set, such as requirements for programming skills, scalability, free software. During the preliminary research, the following tools were installed, tested, and evaluated in agreement with the above-mentioned criteria. KNIME Analytics, GEPHI, Waker, NodeXL Basic, Social Network Visualizer, Cytospace, Hotjar, Data Miner, Octopath, Orange, Waker. Privacy of personal data was thoroughly considered, leading to specific restrictions in data collection. This highlighted the necessity of developing a custom software to meet our requirements, also ensuring that the process was monitored exclusively by the instructor. So 2 main programs were designed in the logic of data collection in 2 ways. Any answer given without knowing the outcome of the previous answer, each answer should be given with knowledge of the outcome of the previous answer as buggy messages. In secondary and post-secondary education, the need to cover a specific subject and the technical difficulties presented in the specific structures of education are of particular interest for further research on independent variables such as response time. Total speed of responding is also related to other elements of student behavior during the educational process. Response time can be correlated with the probability of a correct answer to a following question, in the same topic. The student's first response time includes information about student's knowledge. But it also includes a lot of other information. To eliminate unnecessary details, it is common to divide data into different groups. In our research, the main research question is the following: is it possible to predict task performance from time response? This question guided our research on available free tools deriving from the state-of-the-art. Moreover, we examine the impact of our solution on different types of learners. In our research, the case study methodology was adopted, following a qualitative and mild quantitative approach that does not require the participation of many research subjects. This method does not seek to generalize the research results by essentially leading to solutions that are capable of regenerating research questions. For the statistical validation, a linear and a polynomial regression function were created, corresponding to the collected data. The survey was conducted on a medium sample size to produce the most reliable data possible. The target group was trainees of general high school and trainees of public vocational training institutes. The total number of participants was 56 trainees, both males and females. The model to assess improvement in the educational process through response was applied repeatedly and the result was rechecked. The researchers' pre-existing knowledge had an important role in this. After the repetition of the experiment, it appears that a specific process increased the students' interest in their willingness to participate. Inspired from Shung and Donath, we implement a visualization in Python, correlating response time with task performance. The horizontal axis refers to each participating student. The vertical axis represents the average response time resulted from the processing of the data through the Python scripts that were constructed and described above. Each cycle represents the student's task performance. In this graph, results obtained from the application of the test without feedback. In this graph, results obtained from the application of the test with feedback. After the statistical analysis of the results, it seems that the correct response to the next answer is correlated with the response time of the current answer. Thus, for the statistical study, first and second degree polynomial interventions were found to pass through many points that represent the collected data, the average response time, and success of trainees in the overall process. After applying the linear regression method, a linear function is formed. In the figure, the results of linear regression are illustrated, deriving from the application of the aforementioned functions. After applying the polynomial regression method, a polynomial function is formed. In this figure, the results of polynomial regression are illustrated, deriving from the application of the aforementioned functions. Response time is highly correlated with the correctness of a subsequent answer within the same scientific topic. On the other side, it appeared that the average response time increased slightly when feedback was given on each response, leading to better task performance. While time is passing, response times are reduced. However, this finding must be correlated with other variables such as fatigue or previous cognitive state. Repeating the test several times, the questions are randomly selected from a pool, makes it easier to identify random answering. Regarding the response time, it seems that the respondents spent more time than expected in the first parts that constitute about 30% of the total test. For the next 40% of the test, they spent less time than expected. For the last 30%, they seem to respond very quickly, validating research findings of. After the statistical analysis of the results, it seems that the correct response to the next answer is correlated with the response time of the current answer. Finally, it was observed that when the test was conducted at the last school hours of day, response times were short for difficult questions and the performance was lower even by students with good cognitive background. Easier questions should be preferred at this time. Next steps include the impact of the provided feedback, taking into account the results derived from the presented method. Nevertheless, specific limitations such as the lack of time, the need to cover specific material, the technical difficulties encountered in specific education structures, as well as privacy and security of students' personal data, constitute major complications for extensive research in this area. Thank you for your attention to this matter.